Roger, Susanna now checking in from the breaking news desk because just moments ago, the Biden administration unveiled a new plan that they say could have a major impact on health care costs here in America. Listen to this. The White House just confirmed that they will stop allowing temporary short-term health care coverage plans to extend beyond 4 months. Now, President Biden has called those options, which were approved during the Trump administration, quote, junk plans. And he claims they allow companies to take advantage of loopholes, and regular people often get stuck with hidden fees. Now, the plan is part of a series of moves that President Biden will announce today in order to try and cut health care costs. So stay tuned for that. Wendell, Nicole?
All right. Thanks, Roger.